So yeah, that was trippy as hell.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Okay, where am I and who is he?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
My fever, do you know anything about that?
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
It does, yes. This Arcanist fever is responsible for these things I can suddenly do, the magic.
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough Arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the Heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
But the fever can be treated, right?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
So this fever gets worse whenever I drink potions?
Among other things, yes. Just as being magically gifted can make a person powerful, it can also make them sensitive and prone to certain conditions. Just don't overdo it sleeping in ruins or in the wilderness. Instead, set up a camp somewhere. Plus, as you've already said yourself, don't overdo it with potions. Well, that depends on how bad it gets. At first, you'll suffer these diffuse headaches from time to time. Then your sight will permanently blur. And then you'll suffer a case of acute death, so to speak. Yep, everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say.
Acute death. Great.
What? No, that won't help you in the long run. What you need is ambrosia, a special mixture of herbs that can remedy the fever without any side effects. Every good alchemist has that in stock, but it'll cost you.
I don't know about these visions.
Visions?
Well, that's what I'd call them anyway.
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here? And what did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you. And that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Yes. Healing for information, agreed.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen.
Fade to black.
I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Yes, but it wasn't just a dream, it was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was exactly the same as the one in the valley. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Correct.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So, that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
What exactly is Ark?
The capital of this country.
Okay, cool.
Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone, rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by the Lord, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. If you plan on staying in this land, sooner or later you'll see it with your own eyes.
I intend to. Who's your employer?
Well, aren't you curious?
Oops.
I like that. I work for the Holy Order.
Holy Order, you mean the military unit of the gods?
Yes, but as you might know, this is the realm of Malthus, the guardian of the Lightborn. And here, the Order basically reigns for him. It's both the spiritual and judicial center of this country, so believe me, you'll see for yourself soon enough.
Okay then, I'll help you. The faster I get rid of this fever, the better.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Woodsers, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
The Red Madness?
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
A magister?
Right, you're not from here.
What the hell?
A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order, who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and, well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
So what's your role in all this? You said you work for the Order, but I take you're no monk.
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is, chooses its victims.
In other words, you're searching for his motives.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Okay. So that's quest difficulty. I'm going to take your book quick. Anything in your knapsack. So let's quickly have a look at what I've got. So I've got favourite. Got this sword favorited. Alright. So I'm going to actually go down this way. I can hear a wolf already, so that's never a good thing. Oh, hello. Bye-bye. So, we're actually going to head down to, was it Riverville? Which I believe that... There's a shipwreck there, there is a watchtower there, a bridge there. So I'm assuming Riverville's down that way sometime. Okay. So this is the dangerous area. Hello, goat. Take your skin. Look at that, eh? Falling rocks. No, I'm like, I'm going to get squashed by one of them. So we've got to go to our map. So we've got to go down here. So Riverville must be like here. Okay. So that's the old dam. I'm just going to run through the forest. Probably be quicker to get down anyway. Whee! Come on. I kind of want to get to civilization fairly soon without encountering too many people because I'm not in a very like healthy state at the moment. I've only got Arcanist's Fever. It's only 8%. But I would rather avoid fighting because I am not particularly high leveled at the moment and things tend to beat me up quite quickly. I'm probably going to explore that shipwreck later. But at the moment I'm just going to sort of follow the coast around. Oh, I saw a shiny blue shroom here. Oh, hello. Money. Never an unwelcome sight. But, yeah, I'm going to try and avoid fighting until I'm a little bit higher level. I'm only at, what, level 2. I believe this is on Adept by default, and everything hits quite a lot harder than the majority of things do. Hello, crab. So this is like a little low bridge. I'm going to go across here. What?
No. No. You will not take her. Away with you. You will not have her. Elfried stays with me. And drop the disguise already. I know a god of death when I see one.
I was waiting to see if that attacked me.
Stay safe.
Stupid crab.
No. No.
Beg your
I will
pardon.
not have her. Elfried stays with me.
God of death.
What?
I got attacked by a crab halfway through a conversation. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a nightmare. Anyway, who are you? I wasn't expecting to meet anyone else out here. Save for the bandits, that is.
Long story, what are you doing out here?
No, I'm not. This ruin over there. You know, I'm a merchant, and my specialties are all kinds of things with historical background. The things you usually find in ruins. Of course, I'm usually not stupid enough to go looking for them myself, but there was this traveler from Ark who told me about this place, the Three River Watch, and he said that it's hardly guarded. Well, since I was in the area anyway, I thought it wouldn't hurt to take a look. Great idea, really.
Not really.
Look, I know we just met, but truth be told, I really got myself into some trouble here, and you look as if you know how to defend yourself. Something terrible happened, and I simply don't know what to do anymore.
You sound patronizing as hell.
Yes, my Elfried. She was kidnapped. By the stars, I was so stupid. We were just about to make camp for the night, and I went to search for some firewood. And then, just like that, she's gone.
I see. Anyway, they took her, the bandits maybe?
No, a Vatir. I
Vatir.
heard him grunting, you know. He lives in that damned ruin. I tried to sneak in, but it's impossible. And I can't go back to Riverville for help either. That would take way too long. Please, you have to help me. If any— Oh, by the ancient fathers, thank you, and hurry.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's up here then. Actually, let me just like activate the quest. Yeah, so it's up here. Right, have I got like magic and... No, not that. That. I haven't got any potions active. Oh wow, that's a Vatir. I can take one more hit. He hits quite hard. I need something from magic as well, actually. So that is like one of the mythical creatures. Personally, I thought it was going to be a bit stronger than that because he looks and makes the sounds of werewolves. Spider prey. Oh, more up here. Wow, frame rate in this building is awful. Ooh, stuff. Is this one of these areas that affects my arcane fever? And it's affecting me very, very quickly. Yeah, let's get out of here then, because that is not healthy for me to be up there. I'm gonna just grab these while I'm here and like run away. Read them in a minute. Right. So this is what we need in here.
Oh my God! Over here, precious! Over here! It's all right now.
What
Mommy's
the
back.
fuck is that? It's like a
It's
cow and a
all right.
pug,
I
like
don't even
molded
know
together.
how to thank you. 1 second later in that thing, I don't even want to think about it. Here, take this. It's a rare herb, and I hope it's compensation enough for your... At least partially. If you need anything else, just come talk to me. The beast is gone. I might as well take a look at the area.
Okay. Right, so let's take a look at these signs. So Ark and Riverville are down this way. Is that the shipwreck right there? It's not on the map. I'm just taking everything at the moment. Nothing really interesting over that way, it seems. God, look at this terrain though. It's just like staggering the difference it can be made. That can be made to a game just by modding it with the crew. Anyway, I think I'm going to end my little recording session with right here, because I'm about to be attacked by the look of it. So, anyway, guys, I will try to bring out one Enderal video per week, plus one other video per week, for a total of 2 videos per week. I'm going to try and keep that up to my best of my ability. Anyway, guys, I will thank you for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know how your Enderal is going for you. If you want to see more, then I will try to do more. And I will see you in the next video, whatever that may